Okay. Good evening, and we do have assistant coach Naveen Nawar to answer questions. Please wait. Right.
Now, with your last game in the World Cup, the important thing is you got to keep in mind a place at the Champions Trophy is at stake for Sri Lanka. In that sense, how crucial is tomorrow's game?
Yeah, it's a crucial game, and the scenarios say that we need to win it, and there are a few more games plays after R1 as well. So our preparation was as usual. We came for training today, and I think everyone's uh, very positive and trying to keep their heads up and go and play the best game tomorrow.
Navid, Sri Lanka's batting has been a concern, and do you think that it's the starts that you're not got on the openers that has been the main cause of it?
There was one berth in the opening which was always concerning for us over a period of time, and we've sort of tried to fill in those gaps. We bought in Dimut for the qualifiers and Kusal Janit Pera for the World Cups, which didn't go our way, and also in the middle order as well. There are a couple of spots in the middle order which was concerning for some time now. It's not something that has happened uh, during this tournament, but it has been there. Apart from that, we've seen about four of our batsmen has done really well. Charit, Sadira, um, of course, Pathum Nissanka and Kusal has done reasonably well in this tournament. So it's the consistency and the overall game. I think when you look at it, the bigger picture, I think in all three departments we made mistakes in most of the games. Like our fielding was not up to the mark, and whenever we batted, we didn't bowl well. So it was an overall affair. I think we should have done better.
නවිඩ් දැන් ක්‍රීඩා කරලා තියෙන තරඟ 8න් තරඟ 6ක්ම ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම පරාජය වෙලා තියෙන වෙලාවක ඔබ පුහුණුකරු ලෙසට ඇසිස්ටන්ට් පුහුණුකරු ලෙසට මොන වගේ දේවල් ආශ්‍රයෙන්ද ඉස්සරහට ඒ කියන්නේ මේ ඉදිරි අවුරුදු 4ට මොන වගේ දේවල්ද ඉම්ප්‍රූව් කරගන්න ඕනේ කියලා ඔබ දකින්නේ?
මං හිතන්නේ අපේ පිතිකරණය පැත්තෙන් අපි අයිඩෙන්ටිෆයි කරලා තියෙනවා දේවල් ඉදිරියට යනකොට අපි හදාගෙන යන්න. මොකද අපි මේ තරඟාවලිය දැක්ක අපේ පිතිකරුවන් 3 දෙනෙක් සතක ලබා ගත්තා. අපි මොඩර්න් ඩේ ක්‍රිකට් එක්ක යනකොට ලකුණු 300කට ඉක්මවා යන ගානක් අපි පිතිකරුවන් හැටියට ලබා ගන්න තියෙනවා නම් මේ දැන් මොඩර්න් ඩේ ක්‍රිකට් එක්ක අපි පිතිකරුවන් 5 දෙනෙක්ගෙන් නැත්නම් වැඩිම වුණොත් පිතිකරුවන් 6 දෙනෙක්ගෙන් ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න පුරුදු වෙනවා. පිතිකරුවන් 6 දෙනෙක්ගෙන් ක්‍රීඩා කරනකොට අපිට හැම තරගයේම පිතිකරුවන් දෙන්නෙක් හරි 3 දෙනෙක් හරි ඉතාමත් හොඳින් ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න වෙනවා. 30 40 ඒවා ගහලා විකට් කඩළු 20 කරොත් එහෙම අපිට සිද්ධ වෙනවා අපේ යට පිතිකරුවන්ට පන්දු ඕවර 15ක් 20ක් මුණ දෙන්න. ඉතින් ඒ වාතාවරණ ටිකක් අමාරුයි එහෙම කරන්න. ඒ වගේම පන්දු යැවීමේ ඩිසිප්ලින්ස් අපි හදාගන්න වෙනවා. ෆේසස් තුනේම අලුත් බෝලේ පවර් ප්ලේ එකේ මිඩල් ෆේස් එකේ ඩෙප්ත් එකේ තුනේම අපේ පන්දු යැවීමේ ඩිසිප්ලින් එක මීට වැඩිය හොඳින් අපි හදාගන්න වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම පන්දු රැකීම ගත්තොත් අපි ඒකෙනුත් සෑහෙන පල්ලෙහා හිටියේ මේ තරඟාවලිය තුල අපි මම හිතන්නේ උඩ පන්දු 16ක් වගේ අතහැරලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ස්පෙෂලි මේ වගේ ක්‍රීඩාංගනවල මේ වගේ තනතිනිව ක්‍රීඩා කරද්දී හොඳ පිතිකරුවෙක්ගේ උඩුපන්දුවක් ගිලී ගියොත් ඒක මම හිතනවා රිකවර් කරන්න ගොඩක් අමාරුයි. මොකද දෙපාරක් හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඉතින් ඕවරෝල් ගත්තොත් මම හිතන්නේ මේ අංශ තුනෙන්ම අපේ බාස් ලිෆ්ට් කරගන්න වෙනවා. අපේ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ ගත්තොත් අපි දකිනවා අපිට ඉන්න ක්‍රීඩකයෝන් පළපුරුද්ද අතින් මැච් සෑහෙන ප්‍රමාණයක් දැන් ගහගෙන එනවා ඒගොල්ලෝ. ඉතින් ඉදිරි අවුරුදු 4 ඊළඟ ලෝක කුසලාට කලින් මං හිතනවා මේ මෙතන ඉන්න ගොඩක් ක්‍රීඩකයෝ ඉතාමත් පළපුරුද්දමත් පැත්තෙන් හොඳ තැනකට එයි කියලා. ඒ වගේම අපි ෆෝකස් වෙච්ච ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකක් හදාගෙන මේගොල්ලොන් ඉදිරියට ගෙනියන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
Navid, now back home, it has been a bit chaotic couple of days with the Sri Lanka Cricket Board and everything that's happening back home. Today also it has been a hot topic in the parliament. How does it affect as a coaching staff for you guys, and does it affect the players in any way?
Well, I think it's a challenging time, of course, but we should control the controllables right now. The only control that we have in this tournament is the game tomorrow. So during the team meetings and whatever discussions we had amongst the coaching group as well as the players was to sort of focus on that. We cannot focus on the matches that we have played and finished, or we cannot focus on anything which is happening back home. So I guess the way to go forward is to put our energies, put our focus on the game tomorrow and try and do the best to our ability.
Navid, you have the tournament's leading wicket taker, and then the next highest wicket taker for you is somebody who's got 8 wickets. How much of a disappointment is it that Madhushanka has not had wicket-taking support of the others?
Sorry, I couldn't follow the last bit of your question.
How much of a disappointment is it that Madhushanka has not had wicket-taking support at the other end, I said?
Well, it's disappointing. Like I said before, we had issues in our bowling department, and due to injuries mainly. We had Dushmanta Chamira coming in late because of his rehabilitation program, which he was not ready by the time we were taking off for the World Cup, and as well as Lahiru Madhushanka, his rehabilitation was also online, and he was only ready after playing the 2 training games. So, and also of course Wanindu. I think these 3 factors affected our bowling very much, and we would have probably liked to have somebody to support and back Dilshan up with a brilliant tournament he had so far. So it's a disappointment, I should say.
No, we've seen in this tournament that other teams have had very good finishers and people who raise the run rate at the end of an innings, but Sri Lanka hasn't had that for quite some time. They haven't had consistent players in fulfilling that role. Can you talk a little bit about why Sri Lanka is not producing good finishers, at that on par with the rest of the world, and what might be something that Sri Lanka can do in order to produce players like that?
I think starting, we had to qualify coming into this World Cup. We were not in the top 8 teams. So at the inception, our main focus was to, win the qualification tournament and qualify. And then after the qualification tournament, for the last 10 months, we played about 9 ODIs in this year in a competitive level, and I think it was a concern coming through as well that we had gaps in skills to fill, and it's a massive subject to talk. I mean, it boils down to so many factors of our cricket back home. So I think there's a plan in place for the last couple of years, and it's a long-term plan for the last 4 years, 4-year plan which has been put in place to strengthen our domestic cricket as well as the skills of the national cricketers. I think we need to be patient, go through that, and stick to the players, because the group of players are not going to change other than the players who are coming through from the grassroots. So we need to see how we can uplift and upskill our players and quickly get them in par with international standards.
නවිඩ් මේ කාරණේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් කලින් ඔබ කතා කළා. දැන් චැම්පියන්ස් ට්‍රෝෆි එකට සුදුසුකම් ලබන්නට අපිට මේ තරඟය ඉතාමත් තීරණාත්මකයි. කොහොමද හිට පැවැත්වෙන තරඟය වෙනුවෙන් මේ අභියෝගයට මුහුණ දෙන්නේ?
මේ තරඟයේ ඉතාමත් වැදගත් තරගයක් අපිට චැම්පියන්ස් ට්‍රෝෆි එකට ක්වොලිෆයි වෙන්න පළවෙනි 8 ඇතුලේ ඉන්න. ඉතින් අපි ප්ලේයින් ගෲප් එකත් එක්ක උදේ කතා කරා. ඉතින් කතා කරනකොට ගොඩක් ෆෝකස් එක තිබ්බේ අපිට පහුගිය දේවල් වල ෆෝකස් එක තියාගත්තා කියලා අපිට ඒක කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරන්න බෑ. ඉතින් මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එක අපිට එක තරඟයක් ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. අපේ ෆෝකස් එක ඒ තරඟේ තියාගෙන ඒ වගේම මේ තරඟාවලිය තුලදී අපේ ලර්නින්ග්ස් මොනවාද අපිට ඉගෙන ගන්න තිබ්බ දේවල් මොනවාද මේ තනතිලි ගැන ඒ වගේම ඔපොසිෂන් ටීම්ස් වලින් අපිට ගන්න තියෙන දේවල් ටික අරගෙන අපි ඒක තමන්ගේ ගේම්ස් වලට ඇඩ් කරලා අපි කොහොමද අපේ ගේම් එක ඉම්ප්‍රූව් කරගන්නේ. මෙතන අපි ලංකාවට ගිහිල්ලා ඒ දේ කරන්න නෙමෙයි. අපිට දැන් ඉඳන් ඒ process එක පටන් ගන්න. මොකද අපි already tournament එකෙන් out. ඉතින් ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා ෆුරුවට දාගත්තොත් එහෙම අපි ඉගෙන ගත්ත දේවල් අනිත් ප්ලේයර්ස්ලාගෙන් අනිත් ටීම්ස් වලින් ඒ වගේම අපිට වැරදිච්ච දේවල් හොඳට කරලා අපිට ඒ දිගටම කරගන්න බැරි වෙච්ච දේවල් ඒ දේවල් මම හිතනවා අපි ඉතාමත් ඉක්මනින් ඒ කියන්නේ පුළුවන් නම් හෙට තරඟයේ වෙද්දිම අපි ඒ දේවල් හරි පැත්තට යොමු කරලා ඒ ඉගෙනගත්තු දේවල් වලින් ඒ දේවල් හරි ගස්සගත්තොත් මම හිතනවා අපිට කරන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද අපේ ටැලන්ට් එකේ අඩුවක් නැහැ. ටැලන්ට් එකේ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ ඉන්නවා අපිට ටැලන්ටඩ් ක්‍රීඩකයෝ ඉන්නවා. අත්දැකීම වගේම ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ මානසික ශක්තිය තමයි අපි හදා ගන්න ඕනේ.
You've spoken about the 4-year plan, and this was a team that was largely developed under Dasun Chanaka's captaincy. How much of a difference does it make that midway through that he goes out and Kusal Mendes sort of comes in? How different is Kusal Mendes, as compared to, say, Dasun Chanaka in his style of leadership? And has there been a difference with the change of captaincy midway?
Dasun has proved to be a good leader. He has done well as a captain for Sri Lanka. And when we were coming into the tournament, he was perfectly all right. And it's unfortunate that we lost the main captain, appointed captain of the tournament. But it's also unfair, I think, to make a judgment on Kusal Mendes' captaincy in a couple of games. And also it would have been a massive burden on Kusal to take over the captaincy during a World Cup. And obviously the nitty-gritties of decision making, which he was not involved in, probably would have affected him as well as a captain. So I guess both are good captains. Both have played really good cricket for some time now. But I guess it's a bit unfair to judge Kusal on captaincy in such a short, period.
Namit, tomorrow's game, can you just talk us through, what sort of the composition going to be like? Not that we want 11, but how we all are looking at taking on New Zealand and being the last game, like a must-win game, like. So, what sort of composition are you looking at?
When you say composition, are you saying the playing composition? Or? Yeah, we have always played 6 batters, all round, and 4 bowlers. For the last couple of months since we lost Dasun Chanaka, who was batting for us at number 7, we've opted to play with 4 main bowlers and Dhananjay batting at 7 as the all rounder. I think in these wickets, that's the least combination you can do. You need to play your 4 bowlers and your all-rounder, who should be able to bowl at least 7-8 overs, and there should be somebody else who as a cover-up bowler in your playing 11. So I think we might not be able to get away from that because the grounds are smaller, the wickets are flatter. So we need bowlers who can, execute the skills.
Kusal Mendes started off the World Cup in a blistering fashion, couple of really good innings. But after he was given the captaincy, you can see a sort of a decline in his performances. Did he come to you with any concerns whether there was a burden on his shoulders with captaincy, or was it just good bowling? What do you think happened with that?
I think it's about the mental clarity. We've had many discussions, and he's been given the freedom to go about in his preferred fashion. I mean, we've discussed before the tournament and agreed that all players are going to play with a positive tempo, and that's how you should be playing, and that's how we have succeeded as well. And there's no different to Kusal Mendis's approach. We've told him that he's only captaining on the field when we are bowling. That when he goes into the middle, not to carry that burden as a captain, that he'll be a batter in the middle. We've tried to clear his mind as much as possible, not sort of trying to put burden of captaincy on him. I'm sure. It would have been an extra burden on him, captain taking over the captaincy in the middle of an important tournament such as a World Cup. I think mainly when it comes to batters, I think it's about the mental clarity because they might play a rash shot and get out, and it's very difficult to say whether he should have played the shot or should have not played the shot, because the main thing that we don't want to do is push them into a shell and sort of hamper their confidence. So in the modern day cricket, they should be able to you know to play their shots and also express how they want to play their cricket. And the more they play in that fashion, I think they'll go towards mental clarity. And once they have achieved clarity, how they want to go about and what works for them, I think uh, that's the only way forward. And having spoken to many international cricketers and having discussed with many teams about this, I think the more clarity they have mentally about how they want to play their cricket and how they want to go about in positivity, I think it's easier, and it's easier for the players to figure out how and what is their game. And I think any doubts coming forward, which will hamper and which will affect their decision making process, which is very critical in batting because they've got a very short time to make decisions. So the more clarity you have on that, you'll make better choices in the middle. Thank you.